So now that the chaos has ended, or just began, let's unpot some plants. We are going to start with, I think, our tomatoes. I think we will start with tomatoes. Better yet, let's start with peppers because there's less of the peppers that are ready to uppot. But I want to make sure that they're not getting too stemmy in these, and some of them have died off, which is why I planted so freaking many. All right, we start with dirt because what is a plant without dirt? Now I am being lazy and using my pre-scented dirt, which I don't really have to do at this point because it's getting up potted. So on each of my little planter guys, I do have the numbers that correspond with the rows in which the plants are currently located. This I did off camera. Be thankful. This took me 2 days to get all of these done and numbered appropriately. So we are going to start with, let's start with our last row is a row 26. So let me find 26. That is our Amish heirloom tomato. And it looks like we pretty much had, it looks 80%. Sorry, I just burped. We look like we have an 80% germination rate on our Amish paste tomato. And yes, I'm calling them tomats because that's what my daughter calls them. That's how it's going to go now. Oh, my table is not quite big enough. And we do have, oh, how many do we got up here? Well, I did not do well on the one seed per hole. Oh, these do not have an 80% germination rate. A little bit less. And yes, some look stemmy, but at this point you can still save them. Because up to here are called false leaves. And honestly, if you see hairs anywhere on your tomato, you can plant those hairs and they become roots. Oh, touching the tomato, it smells tomatoey. I need gloves. I normally take off my wedding ring when I do this because it is so dirty. All right, these are our Amish paste heirloom tomatoes. Got all my doohickeys right here. I did enough in case all of them germinated. Basically, what I am going to do is I'm going to gently pull them out and make sure all their roots are intact. I'm just checking. Yeah, I did a horrible job of getting these one per. So I actually have 3 viable tomato plants. I'm not going to have enough pokies for this. All right. Just to do this super simply, take your little guy, because again, I don't have words. It's been a long freaking week. And you can plant him up to those false leaves, and your plant will be perfectly fine. I am going to compact this down just a little bit. Then top dress it, trying not to make a mess. I'll leave my numbered guy there so I don't get lost. And, oh, we have uppotted our first tomato. May the odds ever be in your favor, my friend. And we're going to continue to do this for all of these bad boys. And drop. Push that little baby root down in there. Make sure she's standing upright. Oh, and we'll water everybody once we get them to their new home because this is going to get super heavy once they're watered down. And I would prefer to carry them down the dungeon stairs when they're not super duper heavy. Get our next healthy baby. And there will be a couple of rounds of uppotting tomatoes and peppers. Just let you know this is not a one-time process. I just don't want to put them in too big a ones because I don't want them getting super stemmy. I can still save some stemminess at this point, but there are points where you just can't stop the stemmy anymore. These ones have died. I wonder. You are a strong mofo. You are a weak mofo. Let's see if we can get them separated. I need a copyright strike for that shit. So I'm just loosening it up with my hand very gently. This is two separate plants right here. How in the world did I must have been so far gone by the time I got to this point of the tray. This one's going to be way too weak to survive. This one will be fine. This other one, little one, will probably pass, but he will feed his sister. Why are all the survivors in my mind women? Oh, I'm probably a psychologist worse than freaking nightmare. Some of these guys got huge. I don't know why some of them did and some of them did not. Like this guy. Too big. Why are you so big? There must have been something different on that side with the heat or the light. Something had to be different. I think what actually happened where the edges didn't is where the heat mat didn't hit. So next time I know if I want them to go quickly, not to add a heat mat. Because it seems the ones that had access to the heat mat are still just starting to germinate. So doing this is not going to give me any more room. It's going to take up a lot of room. But these guys need some more room to grow. And the thing I love about these trays is you let it dry out for a little while, it does really well. And I only didn't water it for like 2 days. Those may be so tangled that I can't get them apart. So one will live, one will not. The survival of the fittest at this point. And as the soil dampens, it will actually go further down and we will be topping it off. They always look so sad right when you up pot them, but do not let that deter you. A little bit of water, a little bit of organic fertilizer, and they should be happy. We've not changed their soil. We're not changing anything else except giving them a bigger place to grow. This bad boy right here. Goodness. For something like this, I'm just putting enough in the bottom to hold it. Dear God, I thought that was a spider. I'd have had a heart attack. I almost did have a heart attack on camera. And if these two little leaves at the bottom do fall off, do not just toss them aside. Those are meant to fall off and it will feed the rest of your plant. Well, that is all the survivors of the Amish paste tomatoes. And for the rest of our tomatoes, it is the exact same process. So I will spare you the boredom of having to go through that. And I will just whip right through all of it. Thanks, I'm Trump's fan. Now you may be able to hear me. The exhaustion is real. Holy crap, I thought there was a person in that freaking mirror. I really gotta get rid of that mirror. 3 hours later, we have now up potted the tomatoes that were ready and the peppers that were ready. The peppers will be in a different video. It's basically the same thing. But I went ahead and just got that tray as cleared out as I could. We're going to bottom water everything really heavily. So we're just going to take, I use milk jugs. Fill up a gallon jug full of water. Do not put milk on your plants. Don't do it. It's probably not a good idea. Then we're going to take the organic Neptune's Harvest and put a capful inside the gallon jug. Put your lid back on your jug because you're going to want to shake this up. And because I am me and I do weird crap and weird crap happens, I'm going to hold the lid on the jug while I wiggle it back. And I do have warm water in here. Wow, that was way too much. Okay. Let me flip you around and show you the plantage. All right. These are the tomatoes and peppers that are still left in. I did leave the dead ones in there. There are still little tiny ones popping up. I do not think this is anywhere near done germinating yet. So we're going to give it some time, give it some more love, and see what happens with the rest of them. As you can see, there's some tomatoes over there that weren't quite big enough for me to separate and get up potted. But here soon we'll have plenty more peppers to go ahead and up pot. I hope. I'm hoping that middle starts to germinate now because that would be fabulous. I'm going to go ahead and bottom water this tray just to give them a little bit of love. All right, that should be good on that one. It's swirling around. Then next time after the peppers, we get to deal with those bad boys. Aren't they beautiful? Catch you later.